Hey guys, so today I wanted to put together a video reviewing my RaceDeck flooring I have in my garage. Basically, I've had RaceDeck installed for about 3 years now, so I've had a little bit of time with it to be able to really experience it and tell you all how it works in a real world application in a garage installed. And this is a garage where I'm actually actively working. I'm doing projects, welding, fabrication, repair on cars, jet skis, motorcycles. So this isn't just a showroom garage where I store my cars or my toys. This is where I actually do my work. So I wanted to review the product. If anybody who's working in their garage and actually wants to see how this stuff holds up when you're working on stuff in the garage. So let's go check it out. So here's kind of a overview profile of the garage. It is a 3.5 car garage. I do have a lift installed in it. I have a garage video posted up where I give you a tour of it, so we're not going to worry about that today. So here we have the single bay. This is normally where I park the Corvette. As you can see, it's pretty clean. It's neatly organized. I went with a checkered pattern with the black and the gray. Red border, and then the machinery gray bordering the whole perimeter of the garage. And over here in the double bay, we have that same pattern continuing throughout with the checkered, the double red border, and then the machinery gray fills the rest of the space. So first question is probably, well, how does it hold up when you're actually working on cars and doing stuff in your garage, not just using it to park? Well, here's underneath the car in the lift bay where probably the most action sees, the most dirt and the grime. You can see here some of the tiles do have a little staining, especially the lighter color, the silver. You can see even after cleaning it, it has some residual staining. Wasn't able to get that all out. Maybe if I used a Scotch-Brite pad or something, really scrubbed it, but it is a garage. I'm not gonna get down on my hands and knees and scrub the floor, although that's probably what you would have to do to really maintain it. And even you can see on the red here, there's some staining from grease and oil, old parts that come out of cars. The other thing I want to show you guys is I have done a couple welding projects in here, making my welding bench, jet ski dollies, a couple other fabrication projects. A lot of the time I'll just utilize MIG welding, so that does create some splatter. Before I really had experience with the tiling and the flooring, I just kind of went at it, wanted to see how it would hold up. Clearly it didn't hold up that well because this is just plastic. You can see here that's a little puncture for some slag hitting the floor and kind of melting the tile. You'll see they're kind of all around here where I was doing some welding, but that's probably expected. Best way I found to counteract that is just by utilizing a fire blanket in the area, put that down and allow that to cover the flooring while you're welding. Not that big of a deal if you're going to be welding your garage with RaceDeck. That is an alternative you can do, put a fire blanket down. So here is one of the tiles. I think I may have got this as a sample or something ahead of time. So you can see it's probably roughly about a 1/2 inch thick. Then it has these tabs, the male tabs and female tabs that just kind of snap and lock together. The garage is super simple to put together. The only tools you really need, I used a table saw when I was trimming tiles. Obviously there's going to be sections, borders that you're coming around where you're not going to have a perfect 12 by 12 square, so you may need to trim a section out of it. So I would take the measurement and then just run it across on a table saw. Cut like butter, left really clean, nice edges, so I didn't have any issues with that. The other issue I read about from the forums and stuff before I got the garage was, the RaceDeck installed, was this infamous clacking sound when you walk across the tiles. I don't know if people were maybe just exaggerating about it. I definitely noticed a little audible kind of clack noise, I guess you could call it, when you do walk across the floor, which I'll demonstrate for you. Hopefully the audio on this GoPro will pick it up. We'll see. So you can see for yourself, more realistic, what people are talking about in the forums when you do hear that or do come across it. So that's apparently the clacking people are talking about. I have heard in the forums of people putting down a like an outdoor style real thin carpet and then lay the race deck down. Apparently that alleviates that. I never really thought of it as a big deal, never really noticed it that much until I read about it in the forums. Leave it up for you guys to decide what you think, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I don't really notice it too much. I did a pretty good job of sweeping up, blew the garage out with air, make sure there was nothing down, mopped it up before I laid the tile. So maybe that would be another thing. If you had some sand or grit or grime under there, that would be working its way under the tile and making audible noise. I don't know. So the next issue I've noticed, just for having the flooring for the past 3 years, is that I have, I guess what you call the side entrance garage, where I have to pull in the driveway, make a left turn, then turn into the bay when I park my car in here. So what tends to happen is if I'm not directly lined up and just pull the car in straight, so just bring the wheels in straight and drive right in, and if I have to make any adjustment in the garage and maneuver the wheels, it actually will take the tile itself and like pull it up. So it will basically rip the tile apart as you maneuver the wheel and just pull a section of it out, maybe 4x4 squares or sometimes a section larger. It especially happens with the truck just because obviously that weighs a lot more and the tires have that much more surface area making contact with the floor, and I guess it has the ability to grip that floor and kind of rip it out. But luckily with the snaps, everything just kind of clips back together. So you can see here there's no visual damage from it happening. It's more just a pain in the butt when you got to go down and reconnect your floor. I mean, when you're spending this kind of money, you don't really want things like that to happen. So I think the last thing I wanted to show you guys was, it's probably just a unique situation because of where I live and the angle the sun is on the house in the afternoon. It is winter time down here in Florida, so the sun isn't as strong right now as it is in the summer. But I just wanted to show you this kind of strip here that gets kind of sunlit in the afternoon hours. And basically what kind of happens is these tiles will, you could already see it kind of happening here, these tiles will begin to bow up and kind of go into this wavy form, I guess due to the uneven heating, because this area here right hot is hot and this area here isn't in the sun, so it's cooler. So you kind of get an uneven heating effect and distortion in the tile where they start to bow. And in the summertime when the sun is really intense, I've had this doors open trying to keep it a little cooler, these will actually bow up probably about an inch off the ground and kind of go into this waveform where the sun is illuminating on it. And you can see over here it's already starting to happen in this corner. You can see here where this tile is starting to lift up, and like I said, in the summer months when it's really hot and strong, this will be amplified. This tile will probably lift up about an inch or so off the deck and it'll go into this wave format. So I guess we'll do some pros and cons. Things I love about RaceDeck, obviously the way it looks. I think this is the best looking flooring system out there. The way you can do kind of any design you want, you put it together how you like, different patterns, coordinations, however you want, and I think it looks the best. I also think it's pretty easy to keep clean. I just keep a broom in here and a mop bucket and just kind of clean up every once in a while. I'm not super anal about it. I don't polish the floors or get down on my hands and knees and scrub the tiles to keep it looking like this. I've done the minimal to keep it clean, just swept it, mopped it here and there, and as you can see, this is what it looks like after 3 years of having it. So I think it's stood up pretty well. So to summarize, the things I really didn't like about it were the tiles breaking up when you pull a car in and out. You got to maneuver the wheels if you're not lined up. I don't like how the sun distorts it if I have the doors open. I think that's kind of sloppy, but I guess nothing you really do, and it's probably just a unique situation to me to where the sun angle hits in the afternoon and how strong the sun is down here. So probably 95 or 98% of you never even encounter that. I guess the other downside would be the welding aspect. If you want to weld, you got to put a fire blanket down, but it's plastic tiling. What do you expect? If you're going to be in a production shop welding, they wouldn't choose this flooring to begin with. They would probably, if they want a professional looking floor, use an epoxy coating or just a stained concrete or something. They wouldn't be putting down an expensive plastic floor to tear it all up with sparks and spatter from welding. So they wouldn't be doing that anyway. So just for another walk around and recap, here's how it all looks assembled. Again, this is been 3 years since I installed this product, so this is a good display, good showing of how this stuff holds up over time. I didn't just get this put in last week and like, oh, look how great the floor looks. This is a real working garage. I work on my own stuff here. This isn't just a showroom or a display garage where stuff gets parked. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope if you're considering RaceDeck flooring, this video was informative enough to help you either make your decision to get RaceDeck or maybe not, but hopefully this will give you a good picture of what it's like to have it installed in a real garage in a working space and allow you to make a better decision.